Good morning. Welcome back to Bible and Blues. It is Thursday morning. It is also June 29th. So, we're going to be doing Psalm 123 today. We're going to read through that today. So hang on for that if that's what you came for. Trust me, we're going to get to it. But one of the things I kind of hit on from time to time is the atheist community online, and I do it partially because I think there needs to be a stronger pushback on them as Christians for various reasons. I don't think we should just let them say what they want about us, but also it's just neat to observe them. Something I've been noticing since Vidcon, the atheist community online, they don't seem to like to admit to it, but they have various factions, and they all are part of the atheist group, but they have opposing viewpoints that they can't get behind. Okay, together because they oppose each other very strongly. Steve Shives versus Sargon of Akkad. You know what I mean? Or any one of the SJW versus anti-SJW. Okay, now personally, I can see the need for social justice in the world. As a matter of fact, God even calls for it. Certainly not their brand, but I can certainly see a call for it. And so, what I'm thinking about is, if you've been paying attention to some of these things with it, with it, and if you haven't, you can skip over this part. There's but the VidCon just happened, and it's actually getting hard for me to find objective viewpoints about what happened at VidCon. I'm having there's only a few people that are actually talking about what the actual things that came out of VidCon, because everybody seems to want to talk about the whole Anita Sarkeesian versus the versus the edgelords out there. They call themselves something different, but like Sargon, Dave Cullen, Matt Mundane, the various people that were there. And it's kind of an eat their own thing. They're kind of eating their own. So you have, and no matter how you go about this, no matter how you look at it, one side wants to control the other. And what I find funny about it is that most of these people, they complain about we Christians trying to be controlling. But without a doubt, the atheist SJWs definitely want to control us. The anti-SJWs, they want to have a level of control over society. They're trying to exercise their control. So I don't have a lot on that, but that's just kind of an observation that I've had that just over the past few days. So it's kind of tough for me to really find the actual stuff that came out of VidCon. Because good stuff came out of it. The change of terms of service came out of it. Things like the platform's changing. What's the algorithm going to be? How are we going to get viewed? How are we? What are we supposed to do now with the new system to get noticed by people who aren't who are looking for stuff like what I do, say, who are looking for something just like this. How am I supposed to get this stuff in front of them? That's the stuff I want to know about, and it's hard to find that information. So, anyway, one of the ways for me to get noticed by people like that is for you to share this. You to share this with people that maybe they're sitting on the fence. Okay, maybe they hold a lot of the same values as we as Christians do, but they don't understand where the values come from. And to understand where the values come from really helps. To know that the values come from God, our values in our hearts, and worldwide, whether you are an atheist or not, you have a moral compass. And a majority of the people, no matter who they are, have a moral compass. A moral compass that says to treat other people right, to treat their friends right, to treat their the person on the street, to wait for that old lady to cross the street. Okay, or get out and help her. Whether okay, these are things that these little things that were placed on our heart by God. They were designed in us, and I think letting somebody that's like that that know that this is where it comes from. So dig into it a little bit. Share this with that person. Well, I don't know if my uncle's brother's cousin's nephew is religious, and I don't want to push him away. You only talk to him at Christmas anyway, so give it a shot. See what happens. So without further ado, Psalm 123. I lift up my eyes to you whose throne is in heaven. As the eyes of slaves look to the hand of their master. I think I just turned 2 pages at once. Okay, so let's start over. You don't have to be perfect to be a Christian. I lift up my eyes to you whose throne is in heaven. As the eyes of slaves look to the hand of their master. As the eyes of the maid look to the hand of her mistress, so our eyes look to the Lord our God, till he shows us mercy. Have mercy on us, O Lord, have mercy on us. For we have endured much contempt. We have endured much ridicule from the proud, much contempt from the arrogant. Here is the reading of the Lord. Thanks be to God. That speaks volumes. And one of the reasons it speaks volumes is people think that, we get talked down to as Christians, and we do. Okay, we get ridiculed as Christians. We do. Okay. People think it's gotten worse. No. I mean, that right there shows how bad it was 3,000 years ago. I mean, it's always been a challenge to be among the faithful. It's always been, we've always been mocked and ridiculed, and actually know that you are among kings when that happens, because King David himself was routinely had to deal with it. So anyway, so that's and I think when I'm dealing with things like the subject I talked about earlier, when I'm dealing with people in my life who are atheists who think I've got off my rocker, people I used to drink with, party with, and people I used to do drugs with, think what happened to Cameron? Well, you know what, Cameron now has a better path. I have a better path in my life, and I'm happier because of it. I don't drink anymore. I can handle stress better. I don't do drugs anymore. I can deal with reality much better. And I turn to God and I say, God, help me, and he does. I can turn to the Spirit, to the Holy Spirit, and I ask for his strength, and he gives it to me. So my failing is in the fact that I don't do it often enough. Is that I rely on myself way too much. So how about you? Do you see the same kind of thing? Do you fight the ridicule and the mocking? And how do you do it? Are you going to share this with somebody? Is this going to go to somebody that you know that needs to hear this message, perhaps? Or, are you just going to absorb it? Is this, so anyway, that's all I got for today. I got to get into work. You have a great day. I will talk to you later. God bless.